And welcome back to another match. We have two new casters here. My name is Sordo, and joined alongside by the lovely
Ruahi.
Hey Ruahi, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing all right.
Ooh, the bronze and silver games. These are always interesting, to say the least.
Well, we're certainly going to see some fantastic gameplay. I have no doubt whatsoever.
Yeah, right? Like, I'm excited. This better be just the most bloody fighting I have ever seen in my life. So, the Heimerdinger ban coming out, you know, Cutie Pie coming out and saying that he's the strongest bot laner. Didn't receive any nerfs this patch, which, whew, that's interesting. What do you think?
Well, we have seen people showing how strong Heimerdinger's pushing is in the bottom lane, mixed with Ziggs especially. Him and Ziggs have extremely strong pressure, but we don't see a Ziggs ban. Instead, we see Sejuani, the Yasuo, and over on the red side, we're seeing Kindred, Zyra, and Zed. So it looks like they're just banning what they don't want to fight here, as opposed to trying to build a particular strategy.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess when you don't really have to worry about how to rotate, it's more just, you know, smash your lane and get the matchup that you want. I mean, you go look at big streamers like Hashinshin, he doesn't really play the map, he just plays to, you know, win his lane. So, I guess that's what they're looking for here as well.
Yes. Such a change.
It's like, yes!
Yes!
That one.
That one. Well, we should still be seeing some Dragon pressure and Rift Herald pressure going down, but certainly the first tower will be a huge swing in anybody's favor. Now, we do see an Orianna pick up and a Janna, so they have a good team fight and disengage right out of the gate over on red side, and they have a Misfortune in Warwick, so they have pretty good engage and just straight up sustained damage over on blue side.
I mean, I'm liking the team comp of blue side right now. Like, I'm really digging it because you have a lot of lockdown CC for the Misfortune just to ult in. But then on the other hand, you know, you still have, you know, command attack into command shockwave. And then Jhin still scales a lot harder than Misfortune if he can survive the laning phase. So I don't know which way I'm leaning. Oh, the Gragas coming in now. I like that.
We do see the Ornn ban and the Shen ban, followed by a Leona and a Nautilus ban over on the red side. So it looks like they're trying to secure that bottom lane and top lane superiority for either side.
I'm curious if that Gragas is going to go jungle versus the Warwick, or he's going to go top. Because Gragas top has, again, become very popular. So I'm curious to see. I do like the Nami, the disengage, on top of the fact that you disrupt the Jin's ult. So very good. Ooh. No, that last pick.
Now, on blue side, the most interesting pick that I want to keep an eye out for is this Ryze. Now, Ryze can run away with games if he starts scaling really hard, but he has to get through that really weak early game.
Mm-hmm. And I expect jungle attention to be towards that Ryze. Because, you know, the Orianna, as it stands right now, does not have cleanse, which, whew, If you're into a Rise matchup, you really want Cleanse, but, doesn't have it, which is fine. She'll live.
She's going balls to the walls, mate. She's got that ghost. She's gonna run him down.
It's a yikes. Ghost is a very interesting summoner to run on Orianna. I haven't seen it ran on Orianna in a while, but maybe Sky can actually pull it off. Personally, I haven't been able to do it, so we're going to have to see.
Now we do see Darius and Gnar going for Darius on red side and Darius on blue side, I misspoke, and Gnar on red side going for either team. It's definitely bullies on either side. I want to give the advantage to Gnar, though, just because of that ranged versus melee, also on top of the fact that Gnar has that percent HP shred, and he can just go mega and start beating on Darius.
The only time that the Gnar will lose that matchup is when he goes mega. When he goes mega, he has to respect the Darius, that the Darius will win the fight 1v1. But, the rest of the time, he just needs to boomerang toss, towards the Darius, get some chip damage, keep poking at him over and over and over again. But most importantly, he needs to keep vision. If he loses vision of the Warwick, and he just doesn't know where he is, he's going to get ganked and he's going to die. And once that Darius gets ahead in that matchup, it's not going to be a fun time. But the Darius does have Ghost. This is going to be it.
Going based off of team comps alone, I want to give advantage in this game to red side Vandal NoMads versus the blue side's Illumination Valiant.
So, I don't know. Because
Nami is running that Ignite, though, so we might see some unexpected kills in the bottom lane despite a very safe laning phase from Janna and Nami.
The thing is, right, Illumination is running, other than mid lane, a lot of kill lanes. Misfortune can kill Jhin. Darius can kill Gnar. But I think on red side, they just outscale. That Gnar will be more useful in team fights. Gragas can disengage the Warwick. Orianna's Shockwave is more impactful than Ryze, single damage target abilities. And at the end of the day, Jhin outscales Misfortune by a lot. So I have to agree with you. If I had to choose sides, I'd choose red.
Well, I will give a wild card, though, to the Darius on Illumination's top side. If he gets that ultimate reset of applying that instant 5-stack around teams and just chunking people for lots of damage, tons of damage, they could certainly be a contender in the late game team fights.
I'm curious to see what the Darius will do. If he doesn't fall too far behind, then we'll be all right. But it's definitely not the best matchup that he has top. I'll tell you that much. And as we're loading in, I'm curious to get your opinion on how the junglers should be playing the early game for both sides.
Well, the Gragas and the War have decent ganking potential, right? Gragas provides a lot of CC with his belly flop and his barrel roll. I'm butchering the names of these abilities, but you get what I mean.
Interesting names.
Yeah.
His body slam. Yeah.
I like belly flop more.
Jesus Christ.
Mixed with that early on damage reduction he gets from his just getting drunk off of his cask, right? Or it's juice now, I suppose. But on the flip side, you have Warwick with his high sustained jungle. He's probably not even going to be running those pots. We see lots of Warwicks running that regen bead in the jungle because his sustain is just so high. And he also comes with his own form of damage reduction and CC as well. So it'll be really interesting. I think we should see standard paths. We might see level 1 invade coming from the blue side, though, Illumination into Vandal, just because Rise does have that level 1 snare he can throw out.
The question is, does he want to use it?
That is the question.
Because that does concede a lot of lane pressure if he does decide to.
But mixed with a Nami bubble could mean that first blood kill.
You're not wrong. Definitely not wrong.
No. An interesting thing to note is that Hail of Blades on Jhin. We've been seeing that run more and more often. He wants to get to that 4th shot that much faster for that heavy burst.
For me, I would have much preferred he take Fleet Footwork. Oh, hello. Wait a moment.
What's going on?
There's no way this works. There's no way this works. I swear. They pinged right onto the Janna. They know she's there.
I froze.
Oh, jeez. They're moving up. The Janna moves away, smart enough to not be AFK looking away. They get the ward out of the Janna, but that's about it. In theory, they could start blue, and they're going to set up the 3 wards. They could set up to steal the blue. Nope. The standard start. Gragas is going to take the Warwick's blue, since it was all warded out. So this Warwick is going to get put really far behind here, since he's not going to jungle vertically. He's going to probably go horizontally. An interesting predicament for the Warwick. But the level 2 gank might be coming out for the Gragas. Hits onto the Rise, forces his flash already 2 minutes into the game. Jesus. This is not going to be a fun time for the Rise. They do not intend to let him farm up.
As I was saying, that early game of the Rise is where he is most vulnerable, and it looks like they are wanting to really hammer down that point. I am back. Minor technical difficulties.
Unlucky. But the poke damage is still there from the Rise. He just needs the vision, and he'll be alright.
Looks like Vandal is collapsing on Illumination's Chazaraz Warwick. Are they going to get the pick?
Oh, the exhaust coming out.
He's going to... He flashes over. He does fall to the Jhin.
Oh, the Q followed. Yikes, misfortune. You gotta heal there for your jungler. Ugh, you hate to see those.
Kind of in a play-by-play mindset.
Yeah, right?
Sorry.
I was like, wait,
we see a ghost going down by the Darius.
Geez.
He's looking to kill the Gnar. He ends up walking away after the Gnar flashes out of that.
Yeah, no. Darius using both sums to try to get something out of the Gnar, but it just doesn't work. And now you just have Jhin bot lane with doubles. Oh, this is not going to be a fun time for that misfortune.
Gragas looking for it. He flashes, belly flops into the Rise. The Rise is looking to get away, and he gets away, but at the cost of half his HP.
Oh, yikes. Darius
Warwick is coming in with the blood scent onto the Gnar. He's going to fear him. He gets the fear. Mega Gnar coming out, stuns the Darius, but he's not going to be able to get away. It's too little too late, and he gets cut down in his prime.
This is what... Oh, wait, the Janna gets bubbled, but nothing really going to happen. The Jin kind of playing back, even though he has double buffs. But like I was saying earlier, the Gnar has to respect when he gets Mega.
There's a gank going on in the mid lane. Warwick tower diving. Orianna gets snared, but the minions block the Rise Q for the follow-up.
Ooh, that Jin bubbled. Nah, nothing's gonna happen. Their work's way too far away. But like I was saying, the Gnar just has to respect the Darius. He had no idea where the Warwick was, and he just did not respect the fact that he was in Mega Gnar, and he will lose that fight every time. Now, something that I just noticed was that Gragas has Hextech flat. Wow. Just
for the flash over the wall ultimate later on that we're going to see.
Okay. Okay, I guess. It's kind of like... I'm just looking at it right now, and I'm like, why? Like, why?
Gnar going deep into the enemy jungle. He's placing a pink ward. He might end up getting seen by this Warwick. Pings are going out, but it looks like they're not going to collapse on him. They just want to back away. Warwick invading on the red side jungle now. Placing some deep vision.
The funny thing is, these people are having better vision control than the past two games that we cast.
Gank going out onto the Gnar. The Gnar does jump out, but he gets pulled in by the Darius after the fear. They're going to tower dive, but Darius decides to not and walk away. They both decide to walk away. Too risky, they said. Too risky.
Just a tad bit. Neither one of them hit 6, so, you know, a bit of a poorly opportuned
Orianna rotating up. She's not 6 yet.
Neither of them are.
They're going
6.
on to the Darius. Darius is slowed. He pops his ghost. Gnar hops in. Darius heals up with the Q. Gets slowed by the Gnar Q. The flash from the Orianna. Eats 2 tower shots, but everybody gets away.
Jeez. Poorly played by the red side. Just no vision and just unfortunate events on this.
Darius saving his own life by healing with the Q.
Yeah. The only reason he lives. Good on him. You know, they have no vision anywhere. And, you know, I was praising that they had vision, but guess not.
Junglers are hovering around the mid lane.
They're both trying to get vision. But kind of have to see what's gonna happen. Bot lane, I feel like they're ready to fight. I'm not gonna lie to you.
4th shot going out. Doesn't look like it's doing a lot of damage right now.
Not yet. Wait till you get to, you know, 25 minutes. And that thing hits for like 1,500. And you just sit there like, oh. Okay. That's
I
fine.
didn't want to play this game. I want to play Gray Screen Simulator.
Alright, it's like... You pull the Darius. I would just like the opportunity to play League of Legends, thanks. But it's like... Versus Jin, you don't really get to play unless you blow him up. Kind of like feels like when Ryze
Warwick started the air drake. Gragas happens upon him. He's still tanking the air drake. He's brought to a 3rd HP. Misfortune ults. Jin is now tanking the dragon. The dragon is just going all over Vandal NoMad. Jin ults. He's trying to hit somebody. Manages to get a few onto Nami and Misfortune. Warwick coming back in to start taking the scuttle.
The Misfortune just started autoing the,
Meanwhile, in the top lane, Darius is taking a lot of damage from the Gnar. The Gnar gets ulted by the Darius.
Jeez,
Those ticks are going, but they're not enough to kill him as he pops the potion to stay alive. And they take the Cloud Drake on the bottom side of the map.
the same mistake every Darius makes in their life. Just one more auto and then ult, and you would have gotten a kill. Oof, super unlucky, super unfortunate, and the Gnar's still staying. What was that boomerang toss? Oh. It's a
Gnar looking for a kill here.
Wait, Gnar. The farm, buddy.
Decides to go for the farm after not catching the Darius with his rock.
Okay. Like, whew. This game is interesting to say the least. Kind of got to see how people are gonna start to react. In a sense. All right.
How do you feel this mid lane's unfolding so far?
I was about to say, the Orianna, is winning in CS, which he should be. But, there hasn't really been any jungle attention there. They're just letting each other farm at this point. The Ryze is just getting free stacks.
Well, it looks like they're about to look for a dive here in the mid lane. Gragas has shown up, but he's just passing through, saying hi, have a nice day.
Well, it's a good jungle presence, because now they just, get damage onto the tower.
Well, the Orianna ult fails to catch the Ryze, and they decide to walk away from the tower.
Oh, Jhin going in. Oh, so close. The Misfortune
steal. Bottom lane. Nami walks out of it.
Oh, Darius pulls him back out of the leap. Oh, this is gonna hurt.
He goes, he's diving under the tower, he turns into Mega Gnar, gets stunned, pushes him out of the tower range though. Eats another tower shot.
Darius is playing with fire here. Just back off, buddy. You're not killing this man. Oh, jeez. The gold is just...
Gnar could have had the kill there if he had pushed him into the tower.
This bot lane...
barely getting away with her life in the bottom lane.
This bot lane's very interesting, because the Janna should have already been able to kill Misfortune. Or at least the Nami. So... Oh, Jesus! That... Q damage, because the minion
double up, powered up by passing through a minion.
Yeah, killing the minion.
And again, and she gets the kill!
Wow.
Popping him for 1/3 of his HP.
That's a tilter right there. There's not much...
Ryze.
There's not much that you can do.
They're looking for a popping onto this Gnar. Ryze ults, Warwick follows through onto it. They get the CC lock onto the Gnar. The Gnar hops away after turning Mega to get the extra HP for sustaining. Warwick looking to tower dive this, and they pick up the Gnar.
I was about to say, there's no way he lives here.
Janna trying to protect this tower in the bottom lane, trying to not let them have first tower. Orianna looking for something here in the river.
That command dissonance kind of cost her the ward that she was trying to get. She had to hold on to it and get the actual damage off instead of just trying to scare them. So yikes. Ryze, he's looking to try to get kills. I didn't see it in his eyes, he's just walking forward.
Looks like this Orianna is content to just harass Ryze out of lane and take all the CS. She's got a 20 CS lead on the Ryze right now.
Well, that's all she has to do, in a sense. Just keep that CS lead up and, hope to God they win before Ryze gets to 4 items.
We're seeing Illumination make a power play for the Rift Herald. There's no vision for Vandal nomads. They don't know what's going on.
I know, like, the new Illumination is up, 1,200 gold. They are pushing their advantage the way they need to.
And that does go on to the Warwick.
Oh, jeez.
Looks like they want to try to pressure something onto this Gnar, but they decided, no, it's too risky. He already made it to his tower.
I don't know, if I'm Illumination, I'm coming bot with that Rift Herald, killing the bot lane, and just taking the tower, get the Misfortune out of this god-awful interface.
Orianna ulting the Rise after throwing out a command attack and dissonance. She's looking for the kill. Warwick coming in, forcing her to back off. The Rise did use stopwatch.
Tidal wave coming out. Bullet
Misfortune
time!
ulting the Janna, pushing her just ever so slightly off of that. Gragas does show up. Warwick coming down into the bottom lane. Looking to pick something here. The Gragas flashes the ultimate, but the Janna goes down to the double up that the Gragas was carrying, and the Jhin ults, but he fails to get the Warwick.
Oh my
Almost picks up the Nami.
Wow, that was ridiculously unfortunate on the red side. They could have had so much out of that, and instead they get nothing. Whew.
Rise eating a lot of damage here from the Orianna, who is pretty much unscathed. Starts tanking tower though. This looks to be first tower for Illumination. As Orianna flashes in and takes first tower! Steals it from Illumination!
Wow. That actually worked.
That was a next level play if I ever saw one.
I was not expecting that one. Not gonna lie to you. Jeez, that's like... It's like some 500 IQ kind of stuff right there. Holy.
We're all over here in 2018. This Orianna, she's in 3018.
Honest to God. Yo, imagine the League is still alive millennia later. Holy.
We do see a Cloud Drake being taken for Illumination just as Vandal starts to get together.
Yeah. I don't know, Vandal is just,
Almost caught that Rise. I think that damage did hit him, but it was just as the backing went through.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Vandal just seems, one step behind the ball on every single play. And it's just unfortunate, because they could have capitalized on a lot of different things. And they're just getting outplayed and outsmarted at this point.
Warwick is looking to be pincered in by Vandal. He ults out of it. Jhin ults after him, slowing him down. Gragas ults, trying to knock him back into the team, but he's now in a bad position with the Misfortune and Nami. Orianna, Shockwave uses her ult, knocks them around, but everybody walks away with their life. Darius is looking to cut them off from getting out of the jungle. But he gets knocked into the wall by Gnar, and he gets taken down by the full force of Vandal nomads, while his team is too late to follow up.
That was the stereotypical bronze Darius, just 1v9, even though
Warwick
he's not
summoning Shelly off in the mid lane.
Bullet time coming out. Ooh, that John is low.
We're gonna see mid tower going down here. Illumination is gonna get that. Shelly showing some work, putting in the effort, dashes into the next tower, gets some hefty damage onto it.
Yeah, puts the tower to half HP. But, good play, They're Illumination is setting...
Illumination hovering around this top tower. Looks like they want this Gnar. 4 people going for it. Rise Snare. Warwick going for him, turns into Mega Gnar, but it's not enough as the damage from Misfortune comes through, but Rise picks up the kill.
Jeez.
And they're going to pressure and possibly take this tier 2 top tower.
No, they don't really have anything to defend against it. The next minion wave is coming in.
Gragas ults, doesn't push them into their team, but he's still looking for something. Still has the body slam. Orianna ults, goes off. They manage to kill the Nami. Warwick ults out of there.
Wow. I don't know. Illumination is getting very, very, very lucky on their mistakes. The Gragas misses the ult, and you know it allows them to live.
Baron is now on the map. We might start seeing people moving to pressure that. We see a teleport from Rise coming to the top lane.
The Vision game is probably gonna start, yeah. Other than that, I don't think any team is strong enough to take Baron at this point. Maybe Illumination, but that's, you know, very questionable.
The sustain from Warwick would definitely allow Illumination, especially with the damage from Misfortune, Rise. They have good sustained damage, good sustained health. We could potentially see Illumination flex a Baron call.
In theory, they could probably sneak a Baron. There's no vision on it whatsoever. So if they can get,
There's one ward from Vandals.
Yeah, into the jungle. Oh wait, there is one on the Baron. It's like blended in on my screen. Interesting.
Rise is split pushing up top lane. There's a very low tower up there. Nobody from Vandals is answering it. He might get this tower while everybody else is flexing mid lane. Gragas is moving up there. The rest of the team is starting to follow, and Rise is backing out.
He's just gonna get that for free. Interesting, to say the least. It's a yikes.
We see Warwick going for this Gragas, but he decides, no, it's not worth it, and backs off. We see Darius going onto this Gnar. It's a fight. He's activated Ghost. He's got 5 stacks up, but Gnar turns Mega. He's starting to beat on him. Throws out the Gnar. Darius misses his Q, and they're just promenading around each other. He gets the Q off. The Gnar stuns him, but he ults the Gnar for the kill.
Jeez, and in the mid lane, the Gragas comes in, flash ults him into the team, and just gets deleted. Oof, not a fun guy. But Rise is still top. He can still pressure the top inhib tower.
Yeah, looks like Illumination is trying for that 1-3-1 push. We're seeing a fight going off in the mid lane. Misfortune ults, but nobody wanted to commit. The Warwick and Misfortune just don't have the bodies to contest the Gragas, Orianna, and Janna.
But you still have that Rise up top. The Rise asking for help, trying to get that top inhib tower, which for me, in a sense, he should either go bot, because you still have that T2
Ocean
tower
Drake
up.
being picked up for Illumination.
So you still have that T2 tower up, but, you know, like the Rise is probably their strongest person other than the Darius, I guess. So it's either you need to put the Darius down there and just 4-1, or you need to put the Rise there and 4-1 with the Darius mid. I don't think top is the answer anymore.
Looks like teams are resetting their ideas of how they're going to go about this game. Darius is in the top lane. He's looking like he wants to get a fight onto this Gnar, but he's just clearing the minions. And they're just keeping all the waves pushed up, Illumination is.
Yeah, again, Illumination is always, you know, that one step ahead. They're trying to get the lanes into a place to where they can pressure the Baron, that, or get a pick. So...
Oh, Gnar potentially walked too far forward. He has to hop away, but Warwick is still going. Never mind, he backs off.
No, that's a terrible idea if he wants to go.
Meanwhile, in the mid lane, getting doubled up by Misfortune, he gets almost half HP from the double up hitting a minion and going onto him.
702 HP lost from one ability. Whew. Yikes.
Darius looking for this Gnar. Gnar tries to hop away, uses his cutlass to try and slow him, but Darius pulls him, flashes the Warwick ultimate. Warwick is still... Nami ults, knocks a couple of them out. Jhin is trying to pick some damage off on some of them and slow them down so that they do not have this fight.
It was a bit forced on the side of Illumination. They tried to do more than their team comp could handle and in the position that they were in. So, good job on the Gnar to get out of that situation. It's interesting to see what the red side is going to do now. Because they are still down 3 towers. They just have gold all over the map. They need to start breaking towers, or they're going to lose this game.
Red buff going on to Misfortune. Looked like the Gragas and Gnar were trying to do something to this Rise, but Gragas decided, nah, mate, I just want to go farm. But now I'll be here, but now I'm not.
The Rise just wants nothing to do with fights at the moment. He literally just wants to farm. Which is smart, because he outscales everyone in this game. By leaps and bounds.
Darius pushing up the bottom lane. They're trying to answer it with 2 people in the top lane, but who's going to answer the mid lane with the Darius pressure in the bot lane?
Oh geez, top lane tower will probably go... Oh, never mind. That Rise wave clear. Oh, hello! That's a lot of damage coming out from the Rise. The Rise is, you know, already starting to scale at 2 items already. Fully stacked tier. You know, mid lane tower is going to go down here. For the red side.
They sacrificed a lot putting 2 people in the top tower. They couldn't answer the mid push by Illumination. Meanwhile, Darius still in the bottom lane.
Illumination is just playing this game better. They're putting people where they need to be a step before the red side. It's just... I don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to respond to this. Down, you know, 4k gold, 5k gold at this point.
Rise floating around the top lane. Misfortune, Nami, and Warwick still in the mid lane. Darius in the bottom lane. It's that 1-3-1 we've been going over. Gragas goes in, he flashes, he ultimates, throws the Warwick back into his team, but nobody can capitalize it on it. Jhin ults, he's trying to slow them down so that they can follow up, but the Darius in the bottom lane is still pushing that tower. Rise is coming up through the jungle. Gnar is following him. He's running away. He's trying to ult out. He gets away.
Woo!
And we see the Orianna ultimate hit air.
That was a good play by the Rise. Ult puts the ult down, then flashes back into the ult and gets himself out. That was well played.
Meanwhile, Darius will take this bottom tower, thanks to the minions. But he's getting collapsed on by Jhin and Gragas, but he goes flashed onto the Jhin. He's going to get away, though, as he pops his ghost.
Uses both sums. The Jhin... It was an interesting idea, to say the least. Like, he could have probably done it if the Orianna was not there, but he just didn't have adequate vision to try to make that play.
Illumination setting up for this next dragon. It is a wind drake. This would be their 3rd wind drake of the game.
Now, if Illumination can get this 3rd wind drake, oh gosh, they are going to split the map like no other. It's going to be so difficult for the red side to try.
Warwick getting caught out by the Orianna. The Gragas knocking him about. He gets snared by the Jhin. He ults out of it, and Gragas throws his cast to try and disengage whatever else might have been coming. Ryze teleporting to the top lane as Gnar is pushing. Darius still in that bottom lane, refusing to budge. As I say that, he starts to move up the river.
Jeez, that wave clear is disgusting. No. The Ryze not having TP anymore, but Gnar still does have TP if they do decide to fight for this Cloud Drake.
Looks like Illumination really wants this dragon.
Oh, they are hungry for it. Darius
We see it started by the Misfortune. Warwick goes onto it. Gragas gets put into a bubble by Nami.
Yeah, no. Red side is just way too scared to check on the dragon. And rightfully so. The Darius is there. He's the one that has most of the gold lead. So, you know, there's not much that can be done.
Gnar engaging onto the Ryze as he turns into Mega. Misses the stun though. Ryze is throwing around Gnar ultimates, but he just didn't get him onto the wall, and he's going to walk away after eating 2/3 of his HP.
Jeez, the Ryze is already scaled. He can 1v1 anyone in this game. If Friendly Fire was on, he could probably 1v1 the Darius. He is the strongest champion in this game by far right now.
And meanwhile, we're still seeing that 1-3-1 that we've been seeing all game long. Ryze top, Misfortune, Nami, and Warwick mid, and Darius still pushing up that bottom lane. Darius does not want to leave that lane.
I mean, why would he? He can 1v1 anyone on the enemy team. He can just put in work to everyone.
We see Gnar engaging back onto the Ryze. The Ryze dodges the stun. Gnar keeps going on him. Misfortune ult in the mid lane. Orianna ult catches the Nami as the Misfortune flashes out. The Warwick is in the middle of all four of them. The Nami goes down to the Gragas. Darius is pushing in the bottom lane, taking that inhibitor tower, and he's pushing down this inhibitor.
Yeah, no, Illumination says you may have killed one of us, but we'll take your inhib instead. We don't really care.
Misfortune getting caught out by the Jhin. She gets snared. She's getting a hit, and she goes down. Gragas used Righteous Glory.
It's interesting to see how these people are playing. Right now, the Darius just does not want to group. It just looks like a game of solo queue, and he's going back to the bot lane.
He's hungry for that inhibitor. He's like, I saw you guys fight in the mid lane. I took your inhibitor tower. You want to do that again? I'm going to take your base.
I mean, I get what he's doing. He's trying to get pressure onto the bot side so his team can do Baron, but they are not strong without him. Like, the Ryze is there. He can put in work, but if the Ryze goes down, that's just it.
Well, the Ryze hasn't been there because he's been in the top lane, though. It's all been the Misfortune, Nami, and Warwick in the mid lane.
That is true, and they're not as strong as the trio from red side, so I don't know what they're gonna do.
So what is the win condition for Illumination, and how does Vandal counter that?
Illumination just has to 5v5 at this point. Like, if they get a good fight off and keep the Ryze alive, and you know, the bullet time does half decent damage.
The Nami has ulted, but it doesn't look like she was going for an engage there. And it looks like Vandal is moving in for the Baron play. We're going to see Illumination start to collapse back onto that as we see Gnar and Darius duking it out in the bottom lane. Gnar going hard on this Darius. He manages to throw him into the wall, stuns him again. Darius is going to ult him, and that's the cleanup.
And they couldn't get Baron off of it, so that's probably going to be the inhib if they can stop the ports.
It looks like Illumination is still very healthy. They could there's a high possibility they themselves are going to try for this Baron, as Vandal is just trying to harass around this wall. They get massive damage onto the Misfortune, half HP, but Darius still pushing up that bottom lane.
I mean, that is the power of Stormrazor plus, you know, the RFC. But now they're sending 5 people for the Darius, and Baron is going to be started by the side of Illumination.
As we see Vandal sort of flip-flopping from trying to figure out who they're supposed to go to, they've decided they're going to the Baron. Will they get there in time? The Darius is still pushing that inhibitor. The Illumination gets that Baron. Warwick ults into them as Gragas is trying to force a couple of them away. He manages to pick up the Misfortune with an explosive cast. Gnar, meanwhile, is on to the Darius, but he gets soloed again by the Darius. Darius is now pushing on a Nexus tower with Baron-empowered minions. Ryze teleporting in 2 people onto these Nexus towers. They're going down. Orianna doing what she can to try and save her precious face, but she's getting forced out by the Ryze, and they're pushing down this Nexus while the rest of the team is just trying to pour back. They take the base.
Sweet.
What a play by Illumination Valiant as we see them take the game.
Oh my goodness, what disgusting. Oh, jeez. Like, that ending just left a bad taste in my mouth. That was just such a misplay on the side, on the red team. Like, once Baron was taken, they should have just backed and reset with the team and just defended the base. But no, they allowed the Darius to continue his split push, and he just single-handedly won them the game.
And we see it really shows on the Vandal side just how much the Gnar couldn't handle that Darius. So few deaths on their team, 0, 0, 1, 1. But the 6 on the Gnar really shows Darius showing how much of a bully he is if he gets that lead.
Yeah, the Gnar just straight disrespecting the Darius at all points in the matchup. Like, the man has 3 items to your 2.5. He's just going to dumpster you every single time you try to fight him. I don't understand. He's level 18 to your 16. He's just going to beat you down senseless.
Looking over at the damage calculations we see here, Darius coming out on top for Illumination, and Orianna coming out on top in the game in total. Even Gnar had more damage than anybody else in the game other than Orianna.
But it just didn't matter. He couldn't kill the Darius. Like, damage is great and all, but, you know, if you can't finish off the kill, then what's the point?
Alright, so on a final note, who do you think was the MVP for Vandal? NoMads, and who do you think was the MVP for Illumination Valiant?
Well, for Illumination, it's 100% the Darius. There's no questioning that. For Vandals, you could probably say the Orianna. She did have, you know, some interesting shockwaves, to say the least. But I'd probably... I don't know. I don't know, to be honest.
Well, if I were to give my personal opinion, I would probably give it to the Gragas. He had some pretty good ultimates throwing enemies into his own team and using them for some fair disengages when he needed to get out.
Very true. I do agree with that. I can give you that one.
Alright, so we move on from Illumination, Valiant, and Vandal Nomads, where Illumination comes out with a dominating victory, and we're going to be coming back after the break with Gangsters versus Minior Galaxy.